Good afternoon, everyone. This is RAND. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Wednesday, June 5, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We're having a time for change call tonight around 9:15 or so p.m. Eastern. We're going to unravel a lot of things. We're going to go through the financials of the planet. We're going to go through the health, the structure that was in place for a long time that is now being vaporized. Might want to take notes on that call. Conscious trusting. The method, it's as powerful and effective as long as it doesn't turn into a lazy excuse for entertaining our addictions and avoid taking full responsibility for our lives. The mind, we all know that the mind is a trickster, and it will do anything to avoid an experience it doesn't want to have. None of us are exempt from this. And this might sound like you. So you choose to watch your mind extra close. Commit to only doing the most inspired actions that make your heart sing every minute of the day. And eventually, you'll start feeling really inspired and can relax enough inside to see clarity around which decision to make. Best of all, you'll have the deepest sleep when the day is over. So enlightened choices are naturally born from how we approach the circumstances we're already in. Now, we may first need to discover that we have to stop trying to alter the outer world so that our inner world feels better. Or we may need to alter our outer world to give us access to the things we are really yearning for. However, we approach this world, the secret is to remain in contact with what we truly want. Breathe through the challenging feeling we're facing. Relax into what cannot relax into on the inside. This practice opens the door to enter into that all-expansive state of pure, choiceless awareness, which is the breeding grounds for the most enlightened perspectives on reality. Once we are living in an enlightened perspective on reality, every decision we make will have this enlightened quality to it. And the more enlightened decisions we can make, the more this level of consciousness develops, and the more amazing things that spontaneously manifest into our lives. It's good to understand, to comprehend here, that what essentially makes one's perspective enlightened is that the mind is at ease. We are tuned into our spiritual essence instead of the circus of thoughts circulating in our heads. From this place, every one of us and every situation we encounter is felt through the heart and not just judged and analyzed through the head. We feel everyone for the soul and pure conscious spirit they truly are. We see, live as completely fresh, new, and sacred in all its divine ways. We see life as completely fresh, new, and sacred in all divine ways. When the mind gets in the habit of seeing everyone and everything as sacred, there is a deep recognition of what's good inside ourselves, and a perpetual stream of gratitude and enlightened choices seem to naturally flow from every thought we have. By surrendering to the idea that everything is sacred, we realize we cannot make a mistake on this spiritual journey through this life. We know that this universe is ultimately running the greatest show on earth. We begin to honor this truth, feeling more relaxed about our future, and this helps the mind to see and feel into things more clearly in deep relaxation. We can feel aligned with the highest outcome the universe already has in store for our greatest possible future. We stop being afraid and worried about what will occur tomorrow, and are naturally spontaneous, quick to love, and feeling on purpose and creative. We are truly living in the now, every moment of our lives. This is a deeply surrendering space to live in. And when we can choose it each day, we become capable of designing our destiny confidently, choosing a life we would truly love to have. I'm not saying that, the way we've been programmed and educated, however you want to say it, on this planet through generations, that we've been taught to live, and it's not like we do it on purpose. We don't, I'm going to live in yesterday and tomorrow. No, it's automatic. We live in yesterday and tomorrow. Most of the people on this planet are, before their day gets started, are already projecting into tomorrow and the next day, and next day, next day, even a month from now, or 2 months from now, or 3 months from now. And we all suffer when we do that. Now, we've done it so long that even the suffering we have embraced, because to us, it's a natural thing. It's just part of, what do we say? It's part of life, right? Part of life. That's the way life is. And it isn't. So when you become aware, when you comprehend all of this, and you say, makes a lot of sense to me to start practicing being in the now all the time. It doesn't mean you'll stay there, okay? Because we know that the ego mind will do everything it can to pull you out of there. You'll wander off, you'll go off here, and you won't even know why you're wandering off, but you'll just wander off, which is no big deal, because you acknowledge that and you say, okay, that's fine, I'll just go back into the now. And in the now, the power of the now is that we begin to manage our thoughts. We also begin to understand the ego mind and how it works, so that these thoughts that come in at lightning speed, we can identify them and say, those are ego mind thoughts. All of this is ego mind thoughts. And I'm not interested in engaging them. And then they vanish. But the ego mind continues. See, it's a scrappy little devil. It just keeps send them in, send them in, send them in, send them in. After a while, though, the ego mind begins to embrace the fact, because it puts the ego mind at peace. This is what it does. Little bit at a time. Not a whole lot all at once, but a little bit at a time. Why? Well, because you're in the now and you're in the heart-mind. And your focus is only the moment. It isn't tomorrow. It isn't an hour from now. It isn't even 10 minutes from now. It's the moment. Whatever it is, you're in the moment. And it will, the attempts of the ego mind pulling you out of the now will become less and less and less. And what are the gems that you will accumulate from that? Well, you'll begin to master the ego mind, and you'll begin to master your thoughts. So you'll start to realize that, okay, I can send a thought out to this universe through my heart mind. The now. That's where the heart mind is. The now. And a lot of people will say, well, how the heck do I go into the heart mind? How do I know I'm in the heart mind? By how you feel. How your heart feels. Literally, because you'll know that you will know that you're not in the mind, in the brain, in the head. You're not there. You've moved into the heart mind. Where is that? Well, it's the center of your chest. And that's where you are at. And the heart mind is connected to the soul and the God within the soul. It's your gateway. That's why it said that you move closer into the God, within to the God that you are, through the heart mind. I don't believe any of us on this planet really, truly want to suffer. I really don't. We know there's some that are very confused. But other than that, I just don't believe that this civilization, which is a benevolent civilization, is interested in any of that. So our motivation is to find the God within, which being in the heart mind will do. It will then connect to many different things, which the deeper you go, the more you discover. And that's, forgiving yourself across all planes of existence, embracing that, embracing your dark parts and your light parts, embracing it all. This is imperative practice because what is this? This is our spiritual evolution. What it really is. It's what we're doing. And we decide. Nobody decides for us. We decide for ourselves. Some are just not ready. They're just not aware enough. Their comprehension is very low. Others, they have embraced it and they're going. Now, when you enter because of your vibrational frequency, because your vibrational frequency keeps getting higher, you don't allow the ego mind to interrupt, pull you down into yesterday and tomorrow. Because we're all veterans to that. We're super veterans to yesterday and tomorrow. It's not our first rodeo. So it's not like we're babes in the woods about yesterday and tomorrow. We know what yesterday and tomorrow is all about. We also know that it breeds attachment, expectations, and disappointment. We're let down. All of that. Worry, stress, fear, anxiety. So it's kind of like saying, okay, we have run that gambit. We know. Lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. Now, you've decided to go within and stay within. Because your childlike curiosity is saying, I want to know the other side of the coin. I want to know. I want to know who and what I am once and for all. And the only way I'm going to do that is through the meditation and through what? Relaxing into the body, focusing on the breath, rise and fall. That's it. You don't have to try too hard, way too hard. You don't try. You don't have to do. You don't need to. That's it right there. That'll move you in to that field of relaxation. And so you lean into the body. Many people, they don't know that, so that they do what they can to relax. And goodness gracious, we all need that very much now. Is to genuinely relax into the body. So when we do that, everything, maybe you've experienced where everything just kind of falls away. You feel lighter. It's just, you don't have that heaviness. You know, if you're irritable, that falls away. If you're worried, stressing, and fearing about yesterday or tomorrow or the next day, that drops away. All these crazy thoughts that just literally lambast us all the time fade away. So we don't have that. And we're able to just lean into the body and relax into the body and let go. It's letting go of everything. Because we do inherently know that everything other than the God we are is temporary. Now, a lot of people won't, because of how they've been programmed and educated, they won't go there. It's a fear. What's the fear? Ego mind. They won't go there. Through the years, I've had numerous people say, have you ever put forth an effort to go within? You don't have to use much effort. And they say, no, because I'm afraid of what I might find. That's ego mind stopping them. And that's pretty much been the answer. And these are full-grown people that have professions and everything that just afraid to go within because they're afraid of what they might find. Instead of just childlike curiosity, say, well, we want to know. And this is what this civilization's direction is all about. It's knowingly increasing your vibrational frequency by being gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Even if you come across somebody that just rubs you the wrong way, like steel wool on a chalkboard. Even that. You stop yourself and go, okay, I know what's in that body. I know there's a God in there just like the one in my body. So what I'm experiencing is their ego mind exerting itself. That's all. That's all it is. We all know that to diffuse things, arguing and yelling and screaming, we've all done that at some point or another in our lifetimes. And it what does it do? It pushes things away. It gets others irritated, upset, and angry with you. In other words, what you wanted to accomplish, you negated because of the ego mind and really diving into the ego mind yesterday and tomorrow. Then the anger and the frustration all start pouring forth. Well, what's the difference with the ego, the heart mind? None of it really affects you. It's not affected. You're not affected by it. Really, it's not. You don't just say that. It doesn't affect you. And everything we do is our choice. It really is. The lives that we have right in this very moment, all of us, are due to us, nobody else. These are the lives that we have currently, that we're leading most of the time. Not knowing, or maybe lacking confidence, trust, faith in oneself in this universe. We believe that that's what these are the cards that we've been dealt, so I'll make the best of it. The only reason those cards have been dealt are because of your manifesting. That's it. And many people just don't care to visit that. I, on the other hand, and others love visiting it and hanging out with it. Because you know that you could be in a wonderful, wonderful place. You could wake up in the morning and just feel good. No particular reason. Nothing, no primer, nothing to excite that. You just feel good. And then you go along your day, something happens. Could be anything. Doesn't have to be catastrophic. Could be a little thing. And you shift. You ever done that? You shift into, you become irritable, you become aggressive and angry, and you go, what the heck? It just happened. And you go, mind jumped in. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to embrace that. I don't care to embrace it. You know, it's ego mind. You're not in charge. I love you, but you're not in charge here. This is how we as the gods in these bodies learn, experience. Okay? That's how we do it. That's why we come into these bodies. It's the only reason we come into these bodies. And we create and we manifest 24/7. So what's out of kilter for us? Well, we've been so long in the material physical that it's really, for some, very challenging and uncomfortable to go into the now. Because inherently we want to go into yesterday and tomorrow. And we know when we go there what that's about. So we kind of, you lean back in the quiet time of this meditation, right? You lean into the body. You get in a very comfortable position, and there's no reason to try hard. You just relax and do it. So you lean into the body in a comfortable position. You focus on the breath rising and falling, and you're in the now. Okay? You just let go and surrender everything. Doesn't matter what it is. And then all of that agitation, all that stuff, it drops away. It can't exist in the now. What exists in the now? Peace, tranquility, benevolence, love, joy, bliss. You really know when you know that you're right with the right kind of glove fitting like a glove should fit to your hand. You'll know that you're in the heart mind when you're just happy for nothing. You're just happy. There's no reason to be happy. You're happy. You ever been there? Has that ever happened to you? I'm sure it has. But when we things, right? When we have things or you get something and you go, you're happy, right? But when you have to have things for you to be happy, you're in prison. Period. If you have to have things to be in a good mood, you're in prison. It's when you don't need anything and you're just happy. This is where we're going as a species, a civilization, a people, whatever you want to call us. Life beings. This is where we're going. Well, is everybody on the planet that way? No, not even close. But at least some are. And every one of us have, we're all on the same path. We can't screw up this life, even though we think we do. We can't. You're not going to. Every single experience you have, there's something there that you must learn. The good and the bad. And when we know it's temporary, it's all temporary. It's like somebody is in the ego mind their whole life experience, right? Climb the ladder, dig, do whatever they need to do. Some of the stuff unsavory, and they end up with just buku amounts of wealth and money and everything. Well, usually the body has taken a toll. They have a lot of health issues that they suppress. But then they leave the body, and all that effort, all that work was for what? Ego mind. See, what you're going to witness as you continually choose to increase your vibrational frequency is that everything will come to you. And I know that sounds like candy land, fairy tale land, but that's our natural state of being. We were never taught that. We were taught the opposite. We were taught the lie to be the truth and the truth to be the lie. And this is why we are not cognizant, aware, or comprehend who and what we are. When that reveals itself to every one of us, then we'll know. And it won't be ego mind, it'll be heart minded. We will know that whatever we wish, we have the power to create. Whatever we choose we want, we have the power to create, to manifest it, to bring it into our existence. So, and eventually it'll be like you put that intention out, and within seconds or minutes, there it is. This is where we're going. Now, I know that for a lot of us, oh, come on, that's nuts, that's crazy. But then there's those that are waking up to the fact and saying, wait a minute. That isn't far-fetched. That vibrates with me. How would you like it? I mean, this will come to be where you have no fear. The only time we have fear is when the ego mind is in charge. That's it, period. That's why we have fear. Small fear bubbles up, big fear, whatever. That's why. Whenever we believe we're incapable of doing something, ego mind, that's fear. It's our confidence level, faith level, and trust level in ourselves. You've heard it throughout the ages, there's nothing we can't do, there's nothing we can't accomplish. That's true. There's no limitations on any of us. See, through the ego mind, we put limitations on ourselves in this life and the other lives that we have experienced. We do it to ourselves. We put limitations. A funny thing is, here's this big rapping guy, and he's huge muscle, very strong, 6'6", whatever. And he picks up the front end of a car, right? Full-size car, like it was nothing. And he says to you, I bet you can't pick the front of that car up. Now, physically, there's no way, okay? You just don't have the power or strength of that body you're in. So what do? You get creative, right? So you get a piece of equipment, you go over, and it lifts, but you're running the equipment, and you lift the front end of the car. There's no limitations, especially when we start exercising our creativity, because we're all creators. You want to call us co-creators, but we're all creators. Create your life. Yeah, I know. Yeah. You might say to yourself, create my... You got to be kidding me. There's no way I would have created this. And then you sit back in your quiet time, you go, oh, I did, but why did I create it? What is it that, that I'm to learn from it? And you really start to realize how exciting this life is every moment, because we're always learning. It's just that through the ego mind, we ignore a lot of it. We think that's happening to us, not for us. And none of us are really exempt from it. It's really funny. You know, some people, through their ego mind, think they're exempt from all this. They're not. None of us are. It's not a bad thing either. Because we look at it and go, okay, I see now. I see why I created this. I understand that. And so, boy, that's something I'm really grateful for learning. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to learn and experience. So we experience by creating things to experience. Every one of us. Now, obviously, there's times where we will disagree with that. No way. But then when you embrace it and you look at it from a different perspective and angle, as a teacher, whole different ballgame. Because you come up with all kinds of things, you start realizing, wow, maybe you've learned this, some of the most abrasive people that you've ever met in your life are your best teachers. Isn't that wild? And you'll find that to be true. Now, the others that are kind of like you, or you associate with people that remind you of you. In other words, similarity. Same likes in some areas, that type of thing. Do you hang with people that rub you the wrong way? No. Heck no. You run the other way. You come up with some respectful excuse and you just don't associate or interact with them. Or you may say, I might interact with them because, boy, I'll tell you what, there's a lot there I can learn. See, we learn from each other. We're all students and we're all teachers. Great, isn't it? Because there's so many of us. Wherever you go, there's something that you're learning. There isn't ever a time where you're not learning. So in the quiet time of this meditation, feel into the body. Get into the relaxed position. Be as still as you can be. It's just like a statue. Listen, focus on the breath rise and fall. That's it. That's all you do. Make sure that you understand what relaxing into the body is about. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. And you'll move into the now, into the heart-mind, and you'll be still, and you'll just your shoulders will drop, and you'll just lean right into the body. And you'll relax. And if you fall asleep, great. No big deal. People say, well, I fell asleep. You didn't miss anything. It means that, you did relax into your body. And maybe you needed that little nap. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close this out. Take an easy breath, slow, in through the nose. And an easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still. The outer world will never truly satisfy. Financial freedom, the perfect spouse, your ideal body, or your dream job only give you temporary gratification. Soon, your ego will feel empty again and demand more money, a happier, sexier partner, greater life achievements, and more magnificent toys. The only thing that truly satisfies this deep craving is a real connection with the truth of your being. So stop the striving habit. Start diving deeper inside yourself. At your innermost core, you'll discover the sweet spot of your divine infinite nature. And just say, ah. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and the following morning. We'll return here tonight, Wednesday, June 5th, around 9:15 or so p.m. Eastern, to continue our Time for Change call. And Thursday, June 6th, around 3:15 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation call. Be gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Be in the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on outside of you or within you. Open your heart and let the magic flow in.